Welcome to the Feral Queen Podcast.
Oh my God, are we on? I feel like we need to dance first. Where's my song? Hold on. This is how every good podcast starts, babe.
Here for the first Feral Queen Podcast.
We're just jamming. Just kidding. I feel like
Maybe something a little bit more.
like hang on.
A little more feral.
Yeah, a little more feral. So like this. No. Hold on. Oh, I know what it is.
It's a chassis fizzle.
She said she wants a real conversation.
This is to make more money, have more fun.
Yes. So we gotta break through all the barriers so that we're about to have the best fucking channel podcast ever. Body get on the floor. Crank the party. We just have fun, okay? That's what we do.
Yeah.
Yes, homie. Let me see. Oh, 1, 2 step. People are like, something's happening in there. Look at it. She walked by. She was like, what? What's happening in there? Yep. Oh, I thought it was the gangster part. Number 1. I needed that part. All right, we're ready to have a real conversation.
I think we're good now.
So, of course, everybody who gets on this podcast is about to have to dance before they go live, okay? Because we're feral queens around here. Which was a rebranded thing for you, wasn't it? Like the beginning of this year?
I've been running my business as Rebel Funnels for 5 years, and I named it Rebel Funnels because I felt like at the time I was like breaking free of like what I thought I was supposed to be doing. Like I built this like massive reselling empire. I was doing like $250,000 a year selling junk that I found at like estate sales, like people's basements. Like
boss.
I was the queen of resale.
Yes.
And I had a podcast and I was teaching people how to resell vintage on eBay. But like I thought I like made it and I arrived. I was like, look, I built this thing, and then the pandemic came and like smushed it. Like it was just like government was like no bitch, you're not, like we're knocking you off your pedestal. You can't have your business open. You still got to pay your rent, your mortgage. Excuse me, I had 2 mortgages on that building, and pay your employees and all the other bills. Like those aren't going to stop, but we're going to close your doors. So as a brick and mortar, you can't sell shit. And
rude.
I know. So it was just like, when I shifted, I was like, I'm going to be rebellious and I'm not going to go get a job. I'm not going to start a new business here. I'm just going to exit society. And that was like Rebel Funnel. I was just like, I'm going to be a rebel. I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to build this business. I don't care if it crashes and burns. Like, we're either going to make it or fake it until we make it. Like, it was just like, there was no.
So brave.
But, you know, after many years of living in the identity with the Skrillex haircut and the blue and purple hair, like, I just didn't identify as a rebel anymore, you know? It's like I had ascended from being, like, that punk anarchist kid to being, like, this goddess that was, like, I know my worth. I've been through, like, the ringer, and I've lived in the muck, and now I'm, like, going into the tower, and I'm going to, like, claim my space. Yeah. So... Damn. It was like that name just spoke to me because it was still like feral, like I'm still like not listening to the status quo, but it was just like this ascension.
Queen.
Yes.
Queen energy.
Queen. Not goddess, not princess, like fucking queen.
Yeah. Yes, queen.
Yeah. And you know, this podcast too, like originally it was called Tacos and Tattoos because it was all about like building a freedom-based business in Mexico, like on the beach with my laptop by the pool. And kind of like it was tacos because of Mexico, and tattoos because it was, you know, this idea of like living outside your comfort zone and doing every freaking thing that scares you is going to help you like expand into that version of you, that identity that you need to be.
Yes.
And maybe today what we can do is talk about that because I kind of segued into the whole identity shift idea of like a lot of times we just live in our comfort zone and it's like, you know, I'm safe here. This is me, I identify as this. I can't tell you how many times I've gone on a date with a guy and he was like, I'm just, you know, and they like identify themselves.
XYZ.
XYZ. I'm just a simple guy. I'm just a nice guy. I'm just a cog in the wheel, some of them, you know? And I feel like as women and entrepreneurs, we need to like check ourselves for that. So is there a time that you can think of when you're like, because I know your story is crazy too. You want to go into your backstory and how you got here from being like, I've seen your posts. Like you haven't told me your backstory, but I see your Insta, and I know the evolution of you just in the last 3 months. But tell us a little bit about that for you.
Yeah, I mean, it all comes down to identity, right?
Yeah.
So I gave myself permission to try on a brand new identity because I believed that I was worth it. I felt that queen rising, and I was like, oh my gosh, like in order for me to become her, there's a lot of stuff that has to go. It has to get alchemized and it has to be moved and it has to be loved and given so much attention and cared for and nourished. So holy goodness, like really the journey has been, understanding that what drove me to change was I saw if I didn't change, my sons were going to end up with a depressed mindset and the same kind of like really contracted aura that I had, which was like I'm carrying the weight of everything I've been through.
Yeah.
I want to believe I'm good enough, but there's so much story here that says I'm just a trailer park girl who's been, like abused and manipulated. And who am I? Like, who am I, right?
Lana Del Rey came from the trailer park, and now she's famous singer.
Well,
and one of my favorites.
I think that it has a lot of power when we can take our pain and use it for gold. And so many of us miss seeing that our pain is actually like the gift.
Seriously, like when you meet people and they're like never had a hardship, and they've never had to like challenge themselves, they just kind of did what was easy for them. It's the most boring story ever. Like our lives are a work of art, and we get to write the chapters. And like a book isn't that exciting if it's just like I got up in the morning, I went to work. Oh yeah, then I got married, and then I had some kids, and then I lived happily. That's a boring freaking story.
It's so boring. I know. Like I'm literally on the biggest fucking cliffhanger story chapter of my life, and the other night, 2 nights ago, I'm like looking in the fridge at 9 o'clock or something. I'm like, what am I gonna? I'm not eating right now, but also, universe, this is like the most cliffhanging story ever. Like, what is gonna happen tomorrow? Just on the edge of my seat, knowing that I can write something beautiful. And that's really what I decided to do. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna create that. I'm just this beautiful Alora, and I claim that identity. I claim that shift in the contrast of letting go of the pain. And I said, this is who I'm going to become. And it's been like 8 years now, and every single day she just gets brighter and brighter and bigger and bigger. And she's like, I'm going to take over the world. And I believe it.
Yeah. And when you embody that, you start acting that way and making those decisions. But I feel like we should also mention that internal struggle, even as we ascend, doesn't go away. Like as I've gotten in bigger and bigger rooms, and I've gotten around, people, just starting their business or making like hundreds of millions of dollars, you hear the same things from them, the same internal struggle. And it doesn't matter what level you get at, you're still dealing with it. You just get better at dealing with it. You get better, you have better habits, you know how to like embody that better outward energy, but it's still there. So I feel like earlier in my journey, I felt like I was told or had this idea it'd go away. It doesn't go away. It just, like, you just deal with it better.
Absolutely agree that no matter like how far I take myself, in my spaces of journeying within like that, there's always another layer to discover and uncover. And we do get better and better at giving ourselves the grace and the space to say like, oh my gosh, and here it is too. Like even at all of these accomplishments, here I am still finding a way to try to take this celebration, this joy, this presence from myself. Okay, can I be so can I give myself so much permission to be so graceful and see this as innocent so that I can continue to play and enjoy all of this beauty in front of me. But it's a journey.
We talked a little bit about the embodiment of the identity and like what it's done for me on our drive back from Vegas. And Alora was like, we need to share that on the podcast. So I'm going to talk about it just for a second. But there's 2 moments in my life so far that I like noticed that a shift in identity radically changed everything for me. The first one I didn't tell you yet, and that had to do with relationships. And I remember the exact moment that I realized that I was my mother, even though I was trying not to be my mother. Like as women, we're like, especially as we're like in our early 20s, we're just like, I'm not gonna be my mom. I'm not my mom. I don't look at my mom, and you see your mom in you, and you're like, I fucking hate it. And we were driving past my mom's house, and I was going through a separation with my ex-fiance, and I was complaining to her, venting to her about what was going on. And she made a comment. She said, yeah, all men are like that. And I had to like pause because I was about to parrot it back to her and be like, oh yeah, all men are like that, like just like a bird. And I stopped and I was like, oh my God, I don't actually believe that. I just have embodied this identity that was my mother. Therefore, I was repeating the same cycle in relationships as my mom because I was holding the same beliefs, doing the same things. That was the first moment. The second moment was actually about 18 months ago. Maybe it's been 2 years now. I went to an event and they had us create this alter ego. And I sat there forever because I couldn't come up with like a cool name. Like I had once given myself the stripper name Sierra. I just thought it was like,
didn't we play the song Sierra to start? Love it. This is her alter ego coming out.
But I had like once had that because, you know, like strippers, they're feminine, beautiful, they don't give a fuck, and they're just like these rugged little like bitches that are like, I don't know about you, I'm gonna get my money, you know?
Yeah.
And so I had that, but that didn't feel right for like the business space. That was more like the nervous Keely going to the bar and trying to like take up space at a bar kind of thing when I had never done that in my 20s. But in my business, I was like, okay, what feels good? And I came up with the queen of Facebook ads. And so it was one thing to like give myself the name. It was the next level to that was like, okay, how do I like be that person? And it was like I wore my hair in a high ponytail when I would go in to do any sort of business interactions. And I would just be like, okay, Keely would act like this, the queen of Facebook ads is like this. And so I went door to door to sell Facebook advertising services because like at the time I was like broke. Like there's times in my business where I'm like making a bunch of money and there's times where I'm just like making nothing. And that was a time I was really not making anything. I was like leverage on credit cards.
Fire was on her.
Yeah, I was like, you gotta make this work. And so I went door to door with the businesses and I brought this sheet that like talked about Facebook ads and I booked appointments with like who are marketing directors. And I'm within 45 days, I made like $15,000 in contracts.
She did. Yes, she did. She's the queen of Facebook ads.
But it was because I like embodied that.
Yes, absolutely.
And so when I get nervous, like there's times where I like speak at events and the room is full of people way more successful than me. And I have to like be like, no, I belong here. I'm the queen of Facebook ads. And that has helped a lot. And so I think that's one of the things that holds people back is that they want to be, they're like, I want to be authentic to myself, but they don't realize that you can create different versions of yourself. And those are still you.
And that's why we build the rooms to get into proximity with people so that we give ourselves more permission to say, oh my God, like, look at, she is doing it. Like, oh, I can do that too. Like, oh my God, look at how much I can try on that too. Like, what? She's doing that. Like, oh my God, I can do it too. So much permission, right?
Do you have an alter ego?
I don't have an alter ego. I just would say like, Alora is who I like became. Like that is like, you know, queen of, my legal birth name is not Alora. I have legally changed it, but that is who I became and like truly said, this name, this version of me is here to make such a big impact. Like she will be so visible. She will serve such a big message. Who I was before that was terrified, would never even ever dare of like public speaking ever in front of even 20 people. Like, yeah, right. Is she going to be in stadiums and on TVs and blah, 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 blah. Like, no. So it's really like, just like the permanent identity that I've said, this is who I will be, like every day, all times. Bitch.
But see, you didn't tell me that until we were coming back from Vegas.
I know, because I don't tell a lot of people that. So that is,
Well, thank you for being so vulnerable with it. Because I think it's important. When you told me that, it was like a huge aha for me because like you are, a lot of you is how I aspire to be.
Yeah, thank you.
Because that's why we make such a good team. Absolutely. Because a lot of how you live is how like, I'm like, I would like to do that. I'd like to be more like, not as epic as you are, because you
your own version of it, yes.
And so it's like, oh, I want to be able to dance it on Fremont Street and not give a fuck about who's watching. All those creepy weirdos. Like I was just like,
so good, yes.
That's so fire. Like,
and that is something that and that is something that the other version of me would have never. Like that was such a big moment. I was like, oh my God, this is what Alora is. Like this is who she is. Like, oh my God.
You're creating that version, but I think it's so important that you shared that wasn't like you changed your name to become this different person and embody this different person.
Yes.
Because people don't share that stuff, you know, like not a lot of people know that Beyonce had Sasha Fierce and she would step on stage as that version of her. Same with Kobe Bryant, he had the Mambo. Like you have to become a different person of yourself in order to achieve these other levels because we put limitations on who we are as a person.
Like the story that we've grown up believing. Yeah.
You know, like my friend Kelsey would be like she never ate sweets and she was someone, I don't eat sweets. Well, I fucking love sweets. So this is why she's like a size 4 and I'm a size 8, you know, like,
yeah.
but we put those limitations. If I develop the belief that I don't eat sweets either,
Right.
and like I developed the same beliefs as her, then I'd probably, you know, I would have the same outcomes that she has. So it's the same thing, and we can know that, but until we embody it and make the whole shift. And I think that's why the word embodiment is such a buzzword.
Yeah.
But
right now, especially in 2026.
yeah, it's like everywhere.
Yeah.
Embodiment, somatic release, and embodiment.
Because
like,
it is where it's at.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people don't understand.
Yeah, it goes
what
over
that
most
means.
people's heads. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely. And it was such an aha moment for me in the car when you were like, embodiment is identity. Like, duh. Like,
yeah, it's like it's the step past the creation of the identity.
right. Yes.
Because a lot of people will just sit there and be like, okay, I'm gonna make my vision board.
Right.
This is my goals, but they don't realize like that middle piece, which
Right.
is like, okay, those goals may be too big for you as you currently are.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So like, who is the person you need to become
Right.
in order to do those things?
Right. And embodiment is like
Yeah.
getting into a new posture in your body.
Yeah.
Like something that your other version wouldn't usually take. And oh my God, now your body's taking these shapes and these new postures. It's helping you embrace, like create the pathways, make the space to be that new identity, like to fluidly be that new identity.
I think another good example of that posturing is Marilyn
Yes.
Monroe, because her name actually wasn't Marilyn. I don't remember what it was,
Mm.
but she was working with some photographers or something, and she was like, I can turn it off. And she showed them how she could go on a subway, turn off Marilyn Monroe. No one noticed her.
Yep.
And then she's like, look, and
Yep.
she like took off the glasses
Yep.
and whatever,
Yep.
like the handkerchief,
Yep.
and she like
Yep.
brought
Took
the
up
energy,
the space. Yep.
and everyone was like, whoa.
Who is she? Yeah.
Who is that?
Yep.
And we don't realize that we all have that, and we're all like that's something I'm definitely working on, is like taking up space, because I
Yes.
feel like when I was really young, my mom was always like, sit there and look pretty, but be quiet.
Right.
Like, don't bother your father.
Right.
You know, all these things we commonly were being told as millennials
Right.
when we were little girls, and as we become women, it's like one of the things that was crazy that I learned that I was unconsciously doing was apologizing so much. When I moved to Mexico, no one says sorry. It is such an American thing. You get too close to someone, oh, sorry. You bump into someone, oh my gosh, sorry.
Right.
You like look at someone, oh, sorry. Like, we apologize way too much.
Yes.
Especially as women. And so now when I'm somewhere and someone says sorry, I'm like, don't say that. You don't need to be sorry.
Yeah.
It's nothing. Stop saying that.
We
Do you
tell- we
realize
go-
you're doing it?
We
Like-
say sexy, not sorry.
I mean, stop apologizing for taking up space.
Yes, absolutely. It's sexy to take up space. It is sexy to take up space. We are not sorry for it. Like,
No. It's so crazy how men don't do that.
no, they do not.
No. Like, when was the last time you like were around a guy and he apologized for getting too close to him? I mean, maybe there's like a few,
Yeah.
but they're like maybe in their not in their masculine energy, but anyway.
Yeah, usually it's no fucks given.
Yeah.
Yeah, but women are the complete opposite. We are been taught to take care of everybody, hold everything, be responsible for everybody else's feeling, take care of it, shrink ourselves, abandon ourselves, abort the mission for our own needs, so that others around us are satisfied, pleased, and content.
And what does that do to us in the marketplace as business owners?
Oh, it dims the light, babe. Like,
Yeah, like
so much dimming and
Like-
second guessing.
second guessing,
Yes.
dimming, playing small.
Yep.
Like, you know, we end up being spoken over.
Right.
Like, I've shared a lot. Like, I was speaking on a panel at an event, and it was 3 guys and me, and the guy next to me would just like come out and be all this energy, and it's like, that's great, take up space,
Yeah.
but also this is a sharing circle.
Right.
Like, you
Right.
can't take it all up.
Right.
You know, like, speak over everybody. And I think another good example is last night you were pitching the first time at this event, and we noticed that, you know, your partner in this was
Yes.
like, uncomfortable
Yeah.
taking up that space and
Mhm.
asking for what's deserved. And you know, it's really interesting because I see it again and again, but like, a man wouldn't do that.
Right. Nope. A man would not second
No,
guess 1
he would
second for
not. He'd
asking
be like,
for the return.
Yeah, this is how much it costs,
Yep.
and if you want in,
Yep.
pay for it.
Yep.
If not, actually, if you don't make your mind up in 5 seconds, I'm just going to double the price because I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Listen
But
to
women were
those.
like, wait, I have to protect how you're feeling about. I need to
Yeah.
like change what I need just so that you are okay.
Yeah, and it was interesting because there wasn't any shift in the room. It was just how they were feeling in themselves, and it's like, well, I was sitting there, I was like, I don't feel shit. Like, no one around me is uncomfortable with the fact that you guys are sharing this. Like, why need to like backpedal it.
Right.
But you know, it was interesting because then I was reflecting, because as we've launched the Sparkle Society membership, that's been a struggle for me too, because it's like, oh, how is it going to be perceived? Like, I'm going to upset people. Like, maybe they're going to be mad that, like, we invited them to this experience and now we're not going to let them come back if they don't, like, sign up for the membership. But, like, every other business is ran that way.
Right.
Like, BNI and the Nova or Nora, that community, like, they're all that way. So why can't we?
Right. And it's just that fear of, like, ooh, am I going to upset somebody? And that second guessing of, I better abandon what I need to stay resourced just so that I can, you know, potentially save somebody's feelings, you know, perceive, right? It's not even like they said it. It's just like this perception of, oh, what if, you know? It's not even real yet. We're just creating the scenario that's like, oh my gosh, but I'm supposed to make sure that they're going to be okay.
Okay, so as we kind of wrap this up, let's give them an actionable task. Since you're the queen of embodiment, what is an actionable thing they could do today to help them embody this future identity?
Yeah, I mean, two things. Like, either one, whatever one calls to you the most, because it depends on where you're at as far as your comfortability. I had to start with the first one. This is where I started to start being who I am today, is take one item, whatever it is, something beautiful.
Like a token?
I had a plastic flower. Okay. So whatever you want. A token, necklace, flower, anything. And you're just going to start training your mind to be a deliberate thinker. So you just take this item, and every single day you stare at this item and you say, hey, mind, guess what? I'm in control. Okay, because when we can start becoming a deliberate thinker, then we can be a deliberate creator. We can deliberately move emotions to our body. We can deliberately decide we're going to dance, we're going to take up space, whatever. But first it has to, like, it starts with kind of just like grabbing that authority back in our mind, in our, you know, in our thoughts. So yeah, just like you would go to the gym every day, you go to the mental gym. You just stare at this item and you just think about this item, like for 20 seconds, for 2 minutes, for 20 minutes, however long, but you build that capacity. If that doesn't call to you and that's kind of like, I don't know if I can do that, then I would say play a fucking...
It's so simple. Everybody
it's so simple. You can do it. You can absolutely do it. Like, it's just...
It's just like meditation.
It's like meditation. It is. But usually people say, but I can't meditate. You're not meditating. You're really just becoming an authority in your mind.
Everybody can meditate.
Yeah.
Even I, like, it's so hard for me, but just 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Like, even if the thoughts come, you can still do it.
I have not skipped a day in 8 years.
That's fantastic.
Like,
I'm not that consistent.
This one simple practice has snowballed and changed my entire life. So my other suggestion, if you don't want to start there, start with a song and play a song every single day and just dance to that fucking song and start feeling the new energy as you show up and you build that self-trust that, oh my God, like, I'm showing up every day for myself. Yeah. Like, that's all it takes. It's just showing up every day for yourself consistently with one habit that helps you get into your mind or body or spirit.
Yeah.
Okay,
so you're gonna do that.
Cool.
You're gonna do that. Make sure you do that. Awesome. Well, with that, we're gonna conclude our trivia together for the Feral Queen podcast. And until next time.